All right. Hello, hello. Good evening, people of Earth. Welcome to the weekly, now mostly bi-weekly Planets Race. This is June 23rd, 2023, for all you future people who are watching this for some reason. Tonight, we're going to have an interesting seed going on. So we're on version 1.30C. We've got a large world, it's 6 areas, and it's going to be full of things and stuff. So right off the bat, our runners get a interesting room. So the progression is going to be set to normal. The cores are on. There is going to be some bosses they'll have to defeat. We'll see as the sea goes on which ones show up here. But at the start, with normal progression, you're basically going to be looking for Morph Ball, Long Beam, Missile Pack. Those are going to be sort of your first items that you come across. And it looks like DSO is actually going to set up a damage boost here to get this missile, which does successfully. That's a good job there. Let's see if we can try and get some sync up. We can't get DSO sync seed. It doesn't have a timer right now. We'll at least get Skyhawk and Meteor a little bit closer together here. So one of the things, since we haven't had commentary that much recently, one of the things that has changed is when you go to the ship here, it will scan for Chozo artifacts, which is basically just your progression items, and it will point out on the map just like that. So now that's the next logical location for progression. Now this ship scan feature is very powerful. There's no cooldown or anything on it, so you can use it to help guide you. Although it can also throw you off. I had that throw me off last week because I thought I had to go to the location from a certain area and I was wrong. So most of the time it works out really well for you to use it, but sometimes it's not so great. Meteors found Cookie Vader, Skyhawk. That's not. I don't know. There's so many variations of this room. It's kind of a running joke. And that's Long Beam. Okay, so that's the other version. So I believe that's Skyhawk's first item. Or first progression. So he doesn't have more yet. I think DSO's our only runner on Risha would have ball. Although, with the missiles, I think you go... Yep, you just respawn back to the ship. Because with this particular landing site, there's 2 versions of this. This particular one, the potential major shows up on the left side, and the other version of it, the potential major shows up on the right side. But as we all know, go left is always the correct choice. Meteor picks up his long beam, should be getting a missile shortly, and I believe Meteor will also be hitting to the ship almost immediately. See what decisions are making here. Oh, Meteor's not going back to the ship. Okay, interesting. So it is a risk to go back to the ship. Because just because a player places an item and labels it as major does not mean that the rando will spawn a major there. It just means a major can spawn there, but it could also be a minor. But yeah, some of the other new features that might be seen, there are some new cores and a couple of items related to cores that also are new that you may have seen in some of the races, but we have not actually, since we haven't had commentary, we haven't actually been talking about them. So we'll see if any of those show up. Cores are quite useful. Oh, and DSO gets to check this side. This won't be a major though. There you go. An extra E-tank is nice, though. Energy is always nice. And long beam is required to get past this room sky. Yeah, with normal progression, we're not expecting to find... Since this is a starting area, we're not expecting to really find anything other than more for long beam here. What comes up next may be very differently. It could be something like ice beam for progression. It could be bombs. It could be weight beam. But something like space jump or screw attack, those are generally late game progression items. And if you find those, you're probably in an area that has much tougher enemies. So the normal progression kind of leads you on, basically. It gives you some idea of where you're at just based on like enemies and potentially what majors you find in the area. And we have a Spo for Meteor. This is a room I am somewhat familiar with. Meteor's not treading lightly down there. Also, on my commentary stream here, I can't tell if that's... Okay, he had more than one health because he took a hit first. I could not tell if that was just one health with more than that. Thankfully not dead. And finding some more energy here. And so one of the things... So maximum amount of areas you can do in a seed is 7, because that's all the areas are. Criteria, Brinstar, Wreckship, Norfair, Ridley, Kraid, Mother Brain. Those are all 7 areas. So that's the most you can spawn in a world. So one of the things that's started on the Tuesday races that have been carried over now to the Friday races is doing 6 areas, because that provides a bit more of a mystery to runners. And also, I mean, because you don't know which area doesn't spawn. You know terrain's going to be there. But you don't know, like, is Criteria here? Is Wreckship here? Is Brinstar here? Which they started Brinstar, so yeah. But you don't know that at the start. And another thing that we've noticed with these 6 area seeds is that so that's an interesting area there. Also, yeah, but yeah, with 6 areas, the item placement, the amount of majors in an area, is what varies more wildly. So it's less predictable. So it's created some very interesting decision making from players. Meteor without that does have Spore Spawn down. So that is a required boss. Because Brinstar appeared, we do know they'll have to defeat 3 bosses to get to Mother Brain. Kraid and Ridley basically always spawn as areas, so those bosses will always be required. Brinstar, if it doesn't spawn, means that you don't obviously need to defeat Spo because he's not there. There's Morph Ball for Meteor. DSO finds Spore Spawn as well. Treading a little more. Alright, so what's going on? That? Wow. That next progression that I just wrote on Meteor side, that's that's way down there. Interesting chain here. That is quite the still not quite down for DSO. Should be close. Skyhawk in this tree room here. This room is... I think it's actually kind of fun to do it as intended without high jump, like Skyhawk's doing now. I think this room was set up and built really well. The Rippers actually do pose a real challenge and obstacle in this. Spospo still alive there. There he goes. Okay. Spospo now dealt with for DSO as well. Yeah, just like that, Ripper gonna take Skyhawk out of here. So let's see. Runners end up doing. A couple of them have bosses down. And we have more runners not on restream as well. In total, we've got 8 entrants, with just the 3 on restream. We also have Epi37, Gorodor, Alex Classics, Amada, and Flurry. Those are other runners. If you would like to check out runners' channels and their own streams, the links are attached to the chat. And if you are interested in planets itself, the link to the Discord server will also drop in the chat. My apologies to the YouTube audience that sees this later. Or watches this later, I should say. So yeah, DSO just got the news that the next progression is literally in Antarctica at this time. Taking some more fair. Heat runs are allowed in this one. Or this one. Yeah, this one. That option is set. Always very useful. Well, potentially depending on what you should say. Not nearly as useful as the ship, because the map scanners have a 15-minute cooldown. And the ship has you know what, I don't feel like just this is the most thing ever. This is a true classic. For a while there, it was contractually obligated to show up. These bombs. Oh, small pistol bombs. Okay. Interesting. So that was well worth it for Skyhawk. I don't know if that was. I didn't actually see how far on the map he went. So I don't know if bombs was the next progression that the ship was pointing at. It's possible. I think DSO will be making his way back to the most thing ever. He defeated one Zebetite, so it will stay destroyed. We'll see what. Ooh, bombs leads to wave beam. Okay. Interesting. That's a nice combo there from Skyhawk. Doesn't kind of have access into Ridley with those bombs, but not really. So yeah, I totally see not going into Ridley, especially with 2 tanks, and you might need Varia. So yeah, DSO is prioritizing this room because there is a potential meteor. And Seed says, nope. Not this time. Alright, so bombs and wave beam. Skyhawk's doing pretty well right now, I would think. At least for our runners on restream. Ooh, this room can also have for DSO. Really might want to consider checking the item. Oh, nope, just another missile. DSO is finding potentially good rooms and getting nothing for it. Meteor is doing some damage as well. I don't think he's gonna make it through this room. This room's not with the heat damage. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Ooh, also, DSO just turned a core. I did not see which core he got. Ooh, we have Skyhawk in the hallway, and that's Ice Beam. Okay. Wow, Skyhawk can basically do no wrong rounding to sleep. This is pretty spectacular. Yeah, but it is in terrain, so probably won't be able to do much more. See, he does have ice and bomb. There could be, I mean, ice was in here. There could be more progression. Meteor is trying to get up into the lead. This is not going to work. I don't think Meteor has bombs, and I think you need bombs to make this work without making ice or bombs. I think not make it current combinations. At this point, you should probably just respawn. Oh, Meteor wants to see what the item is. Okay, that might be what he's trying to do. That's a smart call. So knows wave beam is there. So has to get either bombs or spring ball to put that into play. ESO having some expert dodging rippers there. Warrior suit. Okay. Ice beam does put this into play. I mean, so do bombs. You can damage boost up to that spot as well. That is the thing that can be done. He gets through just like that. DSO finds this place. What is this? And there's bombs for medium. Oh, DSO count grade. Oh. So the next progression item is in grade. And Spacer for... Okay. Okay, this is actually really good. Really good for Sky. Oh. Well, bro, you have no one to blame but yourself for this. This is DSO's own creation, and his progression is apparently low. Since he spawned at the bottom of the room and not the top. So he has to actually... To get the item here. To actually get through this. Which does look like he's gonna be able to do that. So yeah, got Meteor, got Wave Beam. It is going back into Ridley here. With bombs, I do believe this is possible. It's a bit tricky, but it is definitely. I believe the first time I saw this room, this is how I got through. DSO's wanting to get a couple of zip ties down there. Okay, yeah, there he goes. Good respawn. So yeah, the room Meteor's in. There's only lava at the very top two tiles of the lava. This is just an orange tile made to look like the lava goes down. lots of little graphical trickery goes on in some planets' rooms. Yeah, that respawn with this room is pretty good. DSO can just take care of it like that. And now he can get his next progression item, which is not bombs, it's not wave beam, it is high jump. Okay, so that's the next progression that the game wanted them to get to. But DSO is going to dive further into Kraid here. Let's see. I'm actually kind of doubtful he can get much further into Kraid. Well, especially not when you don't have missiles to open the door. That kind of... Skyhawk was trying to... There you go. Ice Beam does make these Rippers much better. And DSO is going to leave Kraid. Okay, I actually think that's a good call. With high jump being the next progression, I do think you don't particularly feel good about that as your progression. Like you do want to get bombs. Like in normal progression, you do really want to get bombs as one of your. You know that's almost definitely going to be a progression. DSO is fighting some lettuce here. Meteor finding his various suit is also going to get to Spazer shortly after that. Skyhawk finds Kraid. Skyhawk will get a jump here. Skyhawk literally, other than the very start, has not been able to do any wrong. Pretty good. Oh. He's okay, another There's an elevator here. So this should take me to warfare. Okay. Yeah, so there's Spazer. Meteor. So DSO should be able to get bombs, various suit, and Spazer out of warfare here. Hopefully. Looks for a little bit. We'll get some. What's the runner? Skyhawk's the only one who's taken a trip in that place. So, wait, noticing that the map is flashing. Whenever you see that flashing red square, oh, there's terrain for here. That flashing red square means it's a kill all enemy zone, which could be for a door cap, but it could also be for enemy breakable blocks. Oh, and this is quite good right out there. It does have more to it. Skyhawk isn't feeling right. Yeah, Meteor just don't even bother. Yeah, DSO not gonna go down that path any further, at least not right now. There's another elevator over here, which will take me to Ridley. That high jump does get him further into Ridley. Meteor is about behind. Mason there. So Meteor is caught up currently with Skyhawk in terms of items. But I believe Meteor is up 4 spots. I forget. Skyhawk probably defeated that item. Yeah, so it did seem like maybe you can't make this jump. DSO leaving. That's perfect. Needs to explore Norfair a little bit more, get those bombs, get the various. Nose wave beam there, so that's got the there, that's pretty much. So yeah, this will get DSO wave beam as well. Plus, having bombs is always a plus. This Meteor is diving further into terrain here to scout out a little bit more. A bit. It's always a risk to check terrain for progression. But it's always good when you find it there. I'm not sure if there's anything else. Like, I guess Spring Ball could show up. As far as Meteor concerns, High Jump is still out there. And while neither of those are... Like, High Jump would probably be what he doesn't want to see. Spring Ball can be pretty required. For most part, you can get around it, but there are some actual Spring Ball requirements. High Jump, when you have bombs, it's less so. Also, look at this dude shooting missiles through the two. Alright. Skyhawk is diving further into trade. DSO taking his beam of doom and going further in the north. Or hopefully gets that area suit. And Meteor going further. And finding lava. Okay, so yep, there's various suits for DSO. He'll get Spazer right after that. Quite happy with that. Okay, I didn't see that spider trap move. That's pretty good, honestly. Meteor taking a Metroid sub-bubble back. DSO does get his Spazer. So if DSO continues on that Norfair path and follows it up, he will get Ice Beam, probably. And so far, this trip into terrain, not yet proving useful for Meteor. I really don't think this is the best decision for. I don't think it's very likely going to have Ball. Like there's really not much. Like maybe some cores would be nice, but you never need a core to beat the game. So I'm not with his current item set. I'm not a huge fan of Meteor's choice right here. Well, see, I could get through. DSO not taking the... I believe it's an elevator to top floor, and that's where terrain is. So not taking that, won't have Ice Beam, but should be able to get to... Oh, there's Spring Ball. Should be able to get to Ridley and Craig just fine without it, just by having bombs. Yeah, DSO's heading back into Ridley. He's taking out all those appetites. I guess with rooms like this, having pre-cleared this, he won't have to deal with opening it up later and reducing his missile count from those. So that'll be alright. But overall, I do think this is probably not the greatest play. And DSO gets in here. Oh, okay, just a missile. I guess there really couldn't have been another major there. Yeah, found the Mother Brain room, you can't enter it, so... That last room, though, could have had a major, but, again, other than I guess Space Jump and Screw Attack are still up there. So it still could have been something nice. But nothing super required. But yeah, unfortunately, Meteor's time in there turned out to not be super well spent. Nice little falling effect with that. So yeah, let's see. I think Meteor will take a trip to Ridley. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, so scouting the item before collecting. I think if you're gonna collect a missile anyway, you just head to the item. Save yourself a second from doing the extra jump. The Skyhawk has been in Crate, has not found Crate yet. This is a large world. Also, there is Ridley. Oh, that's potentially... This is definitely doable. To get through this room. So there's step one. Okay. So you can do this multiple ways. You can... Yeah, he's gonna take care of this guy here. Alright, and then he's gonna bomb. Yeah. Because bombs don't have horizontal physics, you can just basically do very, very simple horizontal bomb jumps. So, and at this point, you don't want to leave here without defeating Ridley. Ridley's right there. Like, you don't. He's getting just slightly off on his long timing there. He's got the right idea, though. And Meteor is joining in Ridley. There you go. Okay. Yeah, so got nice guy. And Skyhawk picked up Magnet Core somewhere. Saw those pickups being dropped. And just shooting Ridley because Ridley's kind of a pushover. Alright, so does DSO's run through Ridley more looking for items, or does he leave after defeating the boss? Okay, I think he's leaving, which... With this item set, I think I probably would do... My only concern would be, as a runner in this myself, in DSO's position, my only concern would be I don't have Ice Beam. Springbone would be a small concern, but the room that could show up in the escape, or the Mother Brain, are doable without it. So that would be... Oh, DSO did find terrain. He just didn't go into it. Okay. That's totally reasonable as well. Yeah, so this is our first with 2 bosses down on the restraint. Oh, Skyhawk will have Crate down soon. So, depending on if Skyhawk did do... What is this fight? Wow. Crate found some bodyguards, apparently. DSO is going to go back and train. Alright, Meteor is the free reliever. It's going to have a slightly easier time. Got Ice Beam, so yeah, he can freeze the Squeak. And just bomb straight into it. Yeah, he'll be. So does DSO get Find Ice here? Does he hold left? DSO is not holding left. Now, okay. DSO... That's not a door. DSO is not seeing this one. doesn't know where the elevator is either, it looks like. I think he hit the switch and covered up the little elevator. But was not holding left in that room, so did not get Ice Beam. And is leaving without Ice Beam. That shouldn't... The only part that will hurt him is in terrain. Skyhawk is back in Bringstar here. So Skyhawk may not have go down. Yeah, but DSO needs to be learning to trade and then get back to terrain just to be done. And Meteor also needs to have the trade. Which Meteor is actually on his way. Trade is at the top left position. And having Ice Beam does make this room better. Much more manageable. So yeah, Meteor should find Kraid right here. And that means Meteor will also be getting high jump, potentially Spring Ball in here as well. DSO's checking more into north. Interesting. As a runner, I think you really want to prioritize with this item set. You are mostly set. I think you really want to prioritize going to the bosses and hoping to find whatever else you would want on the way, and then you would make the call whether to start checking stuff like this. Because like this is near the terrain elevator, so I think ideally you would want to hold off on this for later, and then wait, and then make the decision when you come back. Meteor is finding. I jumped literally on path and Kraid there. Like the third progression item the game wanted you to get. Yeah, I'm not. Don't really agree with DSO's decision here. Is working his way through Bringstar. Shouldn't be too long to find Spospo here. It's locked over. That looks like it's just a shortcut. Yeah, runners gotta reverse and find the stuff that they're missing. Ooh, long and wave required for this door. Interesting. Okay, so DSO beat all the enemies. That door, I think, should stay open. I'm sure DSO will be glad to see Alan right there. And there's supposed to go for Skyhawk. So Skyhawk will be at 2 places here shortly. He'll join the other two. Also, did Skyhawk get space jump somewhere? It looks like he did. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, that's definitely space jump. Ooh, the core. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the new core items. That one reduces the cooldown between cores, being able to reselect a different core if you want to. The other core item is going to allow multiple, up to 2 cores equipped at the same time. Yeah, so I think this is a dead end. Meteor finds Kraid. I did not see Meteor find Spring Ball. Might be a little concerning, but again, that entirely depends on one specific Mother Brain room right now and one specific room that could show up in the escape. Doesn't even have to show up. It could show up before the escape. It just has a habit of showing up in the escape. Maybe not immediately bailing out after Kraid, so that's interesting. I'll do some more exploration. I would think with this item set you would bail. Oh, does find the other core item there. That's core item. Maybe that's the cooldown. Yeah, that's the cooldown. So that reduces the cooldown. The capacitor lets you have multiple. Skyhawk has to make his way to Ridley. Meteor has all bosses defeated. Okay, this room has, so maybe after this Meteor will bail out of here. I really don't think there's any reason to stay after this. Yeah, I think you collect that item and you leave. I think that's the choice you make here. Meteor is not. I am very confused by a couple of the runners right now. DSO and Meteor are making some life decisions here. Get in there. There's a core for Meteor. Which core was this? Oh, that's the okay. Yeah, Skyhawk is going straight to Ridley right now. DSO did actually reset back to elevator anyway. DSO needs to do the Kraid thing and then just pull the train. Ice Beam is not always required. It is very nice to have, and you kind of do want it just in case it is required for Metroids. But I mean, that's also kind of a tough call to make, but I think in this case, you go in to see if it's required. You do your boss. If you don't get Ice Beam on the way, you check and see if it's required or not. Skyhawk not taking the immediate door, so Skyhawk might spend a little more time in here and not find Ridley as fast. That space jump for Meteor. Oh, so space jump was awesome, right? Okay. Okay. So with space jump, Meteor's going to... Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Skyhawk should be aligned to terrain right away. Also, DSO is back. Reset, but is back here in this area of North Fair anyway. I don't know what exactly to say about this. This is very confusing to me. There's gonna be Ridley for Skyhawk. So put him at 3 bosses. And Meteor has made his way into terrain. No one has finished in the race room yet, so this is a potential overall victory for Meteor, but we'll see. Seed actually seems fairly straightforward. Like, even though Skyhawk routed a lot of the majors really quick together, did have to go back for Spore Spawn, and that cost him quite a bit. DSO is actually in a really good spot until he decided to ignore Kraid. I'm still unsure of this decision here. I don't know why you're not going to Kraid right now. But again, not everybody is familiar with racing, or parsing their best options in their head as they race. Like, that's actually not the easiest thing to do while racing. There is quite a bit to keep track of. DSO should really unmorph earlier and just jump and shoot up, or shoot up and then do the jump if he's gonna really aim for that. But yeah, DSO I think really needs to fight. The Meteor has actually already been through terrain, so a lot of the Zebetite rooms, Meteor's going to have a little advantage of those already being done. Any enemy kill rooms will have already been done. That is Aegis Guard. And DSO finding cores, but not really. Oh yeah, the room Skyhawk's on that, I believe. No, that's not an enemy. No, there must be a different variation. DSO, please. Leave Norfair. Okay, so yeah, Ice Beam is after. DSO will need to hold left down that pit to find Ice Beam. Otherwise, he's not making it through terrain. And we got a big honkin' mother brain. We have a Paragon special. This is going to take our runners a hot minute to handle. There's Zebetites left. There's Zebetites right. There's a mother brain in the middle. There's a lot of traversing. A lot of missiles needed. It is a mother brain. Skyhawks more enemy kill rooms. DSOs go. Okay, here we go. DSO's going to break. Good. That'll be good for him. Get the boss down. Just head to terrain right after. And yeah, here's part. Meteor needs to refill. Doesn't have any Rinkas around. There's a limit to the amount of enemies you can put into a room, and there's so many Zebetites in this room. There's not many spots left for Rinkas. So Rinkas, you gotta go. So here's Meteor. If Meteor has Magnet Core, should really turn that on right now. Oh, he does have it on. Oh, okay. I couldn't actually see it on their commentary stream. So here's the problem for Meteor. Meteor has to go back to the left to destroy, I think, 1 or 2 more Zebetites, and then come back and loop around to get the rest of the ones on the right. Yeah, collecting missiles is a good thing. Rooms like this, or just, Zebetite heavy rooms in general, you want to have the ability to efficiently clear these. You don't want to have to, do a whole bunch of looping. So yeah, look at that. One Zebetite. That kind of hurts. I had to come back here for one Zebetite. Now has to go do the other side. Yeah. Very interesting, nice little mother bringer. Skyhawk's got to clear some Zebetites here. DSO does find Kraid. Hopefully DSO heads straight back to terrain, and this time finds that ice beam. But with planets, that is always something that could happen. You come across new rooms you haven't seen before or aren't familiar with, and you can just completely lose out on progression that way. DSO is going to come up on Spring Ball here. I think DSO really is more concerned with Ice Beam than Spring Ball. Yeah, Skyhawk now also in Mother Brain as well. Meteor's still in here. Is at Mother Brain though, is able to farm the one Rinka that's here. There was a pity farm Rinka that added up here. Paragon did, so help out players who get this far. Not have to go all the way back up to the top to farm. That's Mother Brain down for Meteor. And fall down the brain shaft and out into the escape. The escape is a 4-minute timer, so it's a fairly easy escape. Although the timer has been set to be more forgiving in general. Yeah, there are Zebetites here, so smartly doing some farming on the way. We'll want to defeat this Metroid because it's going to potentially be a nice, big juicy drop. Yeah, if you notice, Meteor's doing some extra farming here, just in case more Zebetites show up. Again, having lots of missiles is a good thing. You don't just want to skip them. Still diving into Kraid a little further. And Skyhawk's trying to get to Mother Brain here. There's Meteor out left in the escape. And more Zebetites. Always good to have some Zebetites in your life. DSO did find spaceships, so that might help actually in finding Ice Beam later. Maybe. We will find out. Oh, this is the final room. Meteor is about to finish here. One final Metroid and a little bomb block here. And that is a GG for Meteor, who finishes second overall in this race with a time of 54 minutes, 35 seconds. Stop this timer a little bit later. Didn't cost me any spots in the race time, though. Our first place finisher off stream, or off race stream, I should say, was Epi with a time of 15 minutes 30 seconds. So far, we've got 2 finishers in this race. DSO's back in Brightstar, hopefully. Done with Kraid, hopefully he heads back and just goes straight to terrain here. And hopefully finds that ice beam really quick. We'll see what he does. Skyhawk's going to be very close to getting to Mother Brain here. Yeah, that was nicely done by Meteor. Get our lovely route review. As always, the best feature of it. Alright, so Meteor's got one side, or Meteor. Skyhawk has one side now and has to go to the other side to finish off Mother Brain. Yeah, you can see, for a large world, the runners did not actually explore that. Or at least Meteor did not explore that much of the world. DSO went to the ship. Interesting. Okay, you know what? Not a bad idea. If you don't know, it's probably almost definitely quicker to go to the ship than just aimlessly look around. Because at least with the ship, you could pinpoint exactly where your next logical progression is. It may not be what you're looking for, but in DSO's case, since he has everything except ice and screw attack, I imagine this pointed him at ice. I did not actually see where it pointed him, but also, yes, hello Meteor, congrats. You did win on the restream. You got that going for you. I believe you owe everybody a pizza now. Skyhawk's got just a couple of uptights now. Or, okay, I mean, no more uptights. Just a brain. A brain and an escape. You're not getting that, DSO. You don't have ice. It's an enemy. You can tell because the map is flashing. What is Skyhawk doing? I'm confused. I guess wanting to farm the Metroids for a quicker refill? Potentially? I guess, you know, not terrible. Not a terrible idea, I guess. Me, personally, I think I would have just had more missiles in the first place, but... Skyhawk is in the escape now. Has to make his way through. A little missile heavy, but not actually too terrible on that front. Sometimes the escapes can be extremely missile heavy, and those are definitely something. DSO will by far have the most amount of missiles ever, but certain life choices I think did not pan out quite as well as hoping. Skyhawk really wanting to keep his missiles up, which I don't blame him. Where is DSO going? And why? There's a port. Oh no, huh? It's actually kind of a nice score. So DSO went to the ship. Oh, hey, the sensor core. DSO went to the ship. I'm assuming got a marker from it, and then just isn't going to a mark. Unless that point at Screw Attack, and Screw Attack's in Brinstar. But he's not going toward any specific, he's just checking patients here. I am confused. There's been some choices from DSO that's confused me. Skyhawk should be very close to the end here. E-tank. Skyhawk should be in the final room. Yep. Oh no! There's an elevator to... Okay. We have not seen wrecked ship at all. What? Did the thing point a Screw Attack? And not Ice Beam? And sent him here? GG's to Skyhawk, by the way. It is just 4th overall with 1 hour 55 seconds. Our 3rd place finisher off stream was Amada. Finished at 58 minutes 39 seconds. I am absolutely not happy with being here, especially if it did point DSO here for Screw Attack. Okay, DSO is leaving though. He got Screw Attack. I would file a complaint with Vacant about this. Write a bug report. Send me to the wrong progression. Please go back to the ship, bro, and then you should see. Hopefully see the Ice Beam. That's his only item. Just please, just go back to the ship and find out it was in terrain all along. It doesn't point you toward cores. That I am upset for that one. Just go back to the ship. Hit respawn. Hit respawn. No, don't hit respawn. I'll take you guys over. Yeah, half our runners are done. We had 8. DSO is not going back to the ship. DSO is pressing. Okay. Interesting. I think if you went back to the ship for that, and you didn't get the item, you would go back to the ship again. But I was wrong. Maybe he'll do that after. If he doesn't find Ice Beam right away here, maybe he'll do that after he gets blocked in and you kill him. We'll see. Does have to go through the back and forthness of this room. Does he find... Ice Beam here. Oh, he did get this thing. What? And he went to Rick's ship for reasons? Why, exactly? Why? Okay, I missed so much stuff, and I'm still massively confused by life choices here. I am just... I honestly don't know what what I just saw DSO do. Yeah, DSO was, I think, the only one, probably, who didn't know that that was there. When he first came in, he was pushing against the right wall. You gotta take the elevator back up. Just respawn, bro. Respawn. Respawn! Please, respawn. Respawn and jump over the thing. Or find the elevator. Okay, no, he's gonna respawn. Okay. This time, now that there isn't a marker to tempt him, maybe this time he'll just jump over. But it will be straightforward for him, and he'll have a slightly better time with it just because he's got more missiles than other people had. Yeah, very unfortunate, because DSO did a lot of extra stuff because I think he was looking for Ice Beam and did not know where it is. No, not really. I only want to smack him when I play his room sometimes. Although, honestly, a lot of his rooms are hilarious. Okay, racing is not. There's a lot to keep track of it, especially in a randomizer like this. So there's many different options. You know, anyone doing well in a random like this it's either on accident or they are really good players. And honestly, DSO has actually handled this fairly well. Just have to get through this broken tube room. Also, does not look like anybody found the Phazon core. Would help with certain Zebatites and Metroids. Cleared all the Metroids, able to advance. It's to clear more Metroids. This is actually there's still been no finishers since Skyhawk, so there is still a pretty good chance here. And there's some good runners, some regular runners in here that DSO is competing with. So we still have Gorador, Alex, and Flurry left. They're all very consistent at being at the races. DSO being a bit less conscious of his missile expenditure. which I do think is probably a result of not being in as many races. It does look like he's putting a farm up here. This is probably a good call. Magnet core, super useful for farming. Yeah, he's gonna wants to get his missiles back up. Probably heard from some people that probably heard a lot of moaning, whatever, about that mother. Got his missiles up to full. Just found the Metroid in here. And Mother Brain's right there is going to check this item. Get a nice little missile on it. We'll increase his max skill here. I don't know if DSO has ever seen this Mother Brain, so we'll see what happens here. Nice missile drop from Metroid. In this room in particular, you really want missile drops from Metroids and not energy. And of course, the Metroid's like, you know what? Energy sounds good right about now. Let's take this drop there. Although I don't, the idea is going to have to refill before finishing off the side, so that's wonderful. Came in with more missiles, and I think Metroid drops a bit more. Yeah, so he's got like 2 Zepatites there. Yeah, don't respawn, please. That's a long stretch back. Just... well, I do think he was quite the most responsible with his missile usage. I think there was definitely some room for a bit cleaner usage, but that's fine. And we did have a 5th place finisher with Alex Classics finishing, with that time being a 1 hour 13 minutes and 37 seconds. So in these races, sometimes it could feel like you enter Mother Brain's room, and you know it feels like, okay, I'm super close to the end. You get a room like this, and it's like, well, I'm not nearly as close as I thought I was. So it can feel bad sometimes, and you know it's like, you know, I just have this boss here to beat, and it just takes a while. And you know, when other people finish ahead of you, that can be a little demoralizing, but that's okay. So yeah, if that Zepatite, it's got the Zepatite. Probably test Mother Brain here, I'm assuming. Nope, just gonna shoot the glass open. Not even gonna test to see if it requires all the Zepatites. It's a pretty safe assumption to assume that you have to defeat all the Zepatites. But in a room like this, like if you're not familiar with it, I think I would just take a test shot just to see, just make sure if I have to keep destroying the rest of these appetites or not. Jesus got half of them down. So yeah, and this time I think he's gonna be a bit more judicious with his missile usage and making sure to keep his numbers up as he goes through this part, since Rinkas are here, and this is going to be his last bit of real farming spot because the Metroids are not guaranteed to drop. Oh right, those appetites are linked. It's these appetites. Okay. You know what? This room is now too easy. Fix this Paragon. Although, I want to consider keeping some of those missiles for the escape, because appetites like to spawn in the escape. People, myself included. Oh, it's gonna go back for the. No, I didn't want to go back to the Metroid. Just didn't know where the escape door. Does that make sense? Yeah, some people went a little bit. Myself included, went a little bit crazy, adding Zepatites in to make sure people needed to collect missiles. That was a nice drop.
Seek the unseen entrance at time to find the artifact of spirits.
That was not a nice drop. There, that's a good job. Yeah, you do want to keep your missile count sort of. You don't always are looking for it to be maxed, especially if you collect as many missiles as I normally do, but you do want to keep a fairly healthy amount for the escape.
To claim the artifact of warrior.
I think at this point he has enough where he should just. Okay, yeah, definitely now. Like the hunters, you should not be too worried about farming up. Has to make it through the escape here, and gotta hope he's not. Gotta hope he's just a little bit quicker than the two remaining runners we got. And he is very close to the end here. What's left to make it through? In the final room here. Make it up. Get through last Metroid. Or no, that Metroid didn't even spawn. So just this block. And that is a GG to DSO. Final runner on Restream. And he does finish in 6th place with a time of 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 57 seconds. So GG's to DSO and to our runners. All our runners, in fact. We had 8 in total. The 3 on Restream being DSO, Skyhawk, and Meteor. And again, so our runners that have finished at this point, again, being Epi, Meteor, Amada, Skyhawk, Alex, and then DSO, and we have remaining Gorador and Flurry, who are not on the Restream. So we're going to be signing off at this point. I want to thank everyone for participating this week. We'll look forward to next week where the TGIF and Troll Tags will be allowed because it is the final Friday of the month. So we could have a true disaster fest going on next. So again, if you're interested in the Planets races, this happens weekly, well, bi-weekly now. There's Tuesday race at 8 p.m. Eastern and the Friday race at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we will try and have restreams for as many as possible. But if not, the races are always open to anyone who wants to join. If you wanted to join the Discord and see the race rooms pop up, you will see that happen in the Enigma channel in the Metroid Planets Discord. So again, want to thank everybody for watching, and once again, congrats to our racers, and we will see you next time.